Hello class 10 students, welcome back to my 1-month-old channel Learn with Ease. I hope the 23 videos uploaded on my channel are fair enough for quick revision before boards. We have 9 prose chapters and 10 poetry chapters in first flight. When you were taught those chapters in the classroom, you must have felt super confident about the easiness of the concepts learnt. Well, let me tell you that chapters from first flight are to be understood beyond the basic comprehension level. Before I start today's video, do subscribe to my channel and leave a comment as to what you feel about this video. So let's get started. Looking at the sample paper issued by CBSE this year, it is quite evident that question 8 and question 10 in section C, that is the literature section, has questions that need answering in a strategical way. Thinking definitely goes into answering each question. Let's start chapter-wise, starting with a letter to God. You can think of Lencho's family's behavior during bad times. What do you think of Lencho as a farmer? His wife's reaction on knowing about the letter to God. Why Lencho did not explore any other means to resolve his situation but just turned to God. Why the post office people helped Lencho if the postmaster was a representative of God, and how the devastation and Lencho's sadness are related. In Nelson Mandela Long Walk to Freedom, you can think of Mandela as a father and as a leader, how Mandela defines courage, dual obligation or twin responsibilities, perception of freedom, lessons taught by struggles, consequences of prejudice, and how the commonality of themes in Nelson Mandela Long Walk to Freedom and the trees can be spoken about. In stories about flying, you can think of young seagull's emotions, motivation, if it was his choice to be alone on the ledge, metaphorical meaning of plunge, and why flight mattered to the young seagull more than eating. You can also justify adversity reveals character in the black aeroplane. In From the Diary of Anne Frank, you can think of why Kitty was Anne's trusted friend, Casing's displeasure at Anne's talking in class, teacher-student relationship, how diary entry is therapeutic, Mr. Keesing's innovative punishments, teacher's unpredictability according to Anne, value of a true friend, Anne's remark on dummies in the class, and the consequences of punishments on students. In Glimpses of India, you can think of social and cultural fabric of Goan society, why visitors find the heart and soul of India in Korg, difference in Pranjol's and Rajvi's attitude during their train journey, the race Korgis belong to, if research should be done before the start of a new venture, opinion on cultural assimilation adding flavor to the existing structure of a society, how paiders can regain their lost glory, and comparing the narrator's childhood in A Baker from Goa with Nelson Mandela's childhood. In MIJBIL the OTTER, you can think of legitimacy of Maxwell's fear of sending Midge to England. If Maxwell was right about thinking highly of the air hostess, comparing otters and human beings, one compulsive habit, MIJBIL's peculiar behavior, sensation caused by MIJBIL in London, why water bodies should be conserved for animals like otters, and people's perception and knowledge regarding an animal like MIJBIL. In Madam Rides the Bus, you can think of how Wally reacted on seeing a young cow, why she didn't like the way she was treated during her bus journey, how traveling teaches us many life lessons and enriches us with experience, comparing Wally's sensitive, fearless and determined traits with the other character from First Flight, and the tension between the comfort of familiarity and the allure of the unfamiliar. In the sermon at Benares, you can think of how external attributes are fleeting and subject to decay. If being enlightened placed a far greater responsibility on the Buddha than being king, how death can be considered an equalizer, temporality of life, fragile nature of human life, if grief is often seen as a measure of love, and if sermon at Benares could just as well be considered another glimpse of India. In the proposal, you can think of Lomov's and Natalia's love for their dogs, Lomov and Chubukov as neighbors, Chubukov as a father, and the upper class Russian society. These are only a few things you can think of. There might be many. Do explore and prepare well. Thank you for watching this video.